Hello Commanders, welcome back to the command table. I am Mathermar and we are going forward with our journey walkthrough. We are finishing up the Royal Encampment. We are on map 3 and we're doing the last 5 battles, 146 through 150, before we move on to the jungle. So before we get moving, if you would please be so kind as to like, subscribe, and if you want notifications when I drop new videos, hit that notification bell. Also, if you have any comments, please feel free to leave those below. So let's go ahead and dive right in. We're on battle 146. Let's take a peek and we'll explain why I did what I did. So we've got some arcane blades up front, so we're going to have them run into these thorn guards. Those thorn guards are going to be supported by this Valkyrie, which is going to keep at least one of them alive. Now that should keep everything at bay. The only concern that we really have is this Death Knight, because if that Death Knight gets this little purple aura on top of those thorn guards, then the Valkyrie healing isn't going to do any good. So we've taken these assassins and placed them strategically. The first set in order to take care of that Death Knight. And then if I have them spaced properly, one might pop back and grab that cannoneer. If not, then these rear assassins... Oh, no, actually that one set, I think it's just spaced just to get the Death Knight. The other set comes back, gets the Spider's Nest, and then moves forward to the cannoneer. We have some backup ranged DPS with the Ember Fiend and the arcane, or not arcane, but regular archers to go after the arcane blades. Now, the arcane blades are going to ping pong back and forth over this, which is why it's best to have the Ember Fiend, because it'll do splash damage in this vicinity and catch them as they're ping ponging all over the place, whereas the archers are going to have a difficulty hitting them. So the Paladin and the Faceless Knights, that's just going to be cleanup for after the fact. The rest of it having been cleared out, it should be very easy for the Ember Fiend and the archers to hit them from afar while they beat themselves to death on my Thorn Guard. At least I should have one left. Let's see how it goes. Okay, watch that Death Knight. Death Knight gone. The assassins from the back got the Spider's Nest and then the Cannoneer. All the arcane blades are slowly melting away. There goes the Paladin, so they shouldn't get any more heals. And then it's just a matter of moving in to get those Faceless Knights. Very nice. Very pleased with that. Okay, let's move on to 147. Alright, here we've got two Paladins with some arcane blades and two sets of archers, some thorn guards in the back with an arcane archer, a barrier monk, and a catapult. So I've switched some things up. What I've done is I've got two different groupings. The thorn guards down here and a Valkyrie to back them up. That's going to pull everything down this way to these thorn guards. And that's going to allow my ranged DPS to fire from afar without having the arcane blades ping-pong into them. The assassins are going to take out the catapult first and then work up to the arcane archer and the barrier monk. And they should be able to get it done before the catapult gets a shot off. The arcane archer is going to shoot down this way, and it's going to shoot through the thorn guards. Even if it does clip the Valkyrie, it's not going to be that big of a deal, but you can place these in such a way that it won't hit the Valkyrie. I'm not sure if it did hit it or not. We'll see here in a minute. But we have the Ember Fiend to clean up the thorn guards and the other ranged DPS. And I think that covers all the primary threats. So we'll go ahead and run it and see how we do. Okay, catapult gone, arcane archer and barrier monk gone. The one paladin marched forward and ran into a whole lot of ranged DPS, got burned down very quickly. And now we've got the thorn guards closing in on my hammer throwers, but I'm not super concerned. Again, lots of ranged DPS. 2 sets of archers, 1 set of hammer throwers. It's gonna, and especially with that Ember Fiend doing percentage-based damage, it's not gonna take long to burn through everything. All right, moving on to 148. Ah, yes. Forest fire. So we've got forest and we've got fire. Very clever, guys. Thank you, Traplight, for giving us some dad jokes. All right, we have a lot of bombs. Now, something to note. Yeah, I do have a couple of level 6 bombs, 3 of them I think to be exact. And then I've got a bunch of level 3s. It does not take very many shards to upgrade your bombs to where they're doing wicked damage. So even though these bombs are level 3, they're going to blow up these entire groups of shield bearers and fire knights. So you don't need a whole lot of shards or a whole lot of gold to level up a few extra bombs. So what that accomplishes, it clears up that entire front line and allows this train of bombs and this train of bombs to just march all the way back and blow up the bosses. So the main threat, though, would be left is the Ember Fiend, which might tag some of those bombs. So that's why we put the Warhounds there to blitz forward once this bomb bot clears out the Fire Knights. And that'll clear out the Ember Fiend, which should allow for clear passage for the bombs to get all the way in there. Then we've got some ranged DPS to move forward and contribute. Meteor's going to be shot and land probably somewhere in this vicinity just because that's where most of the units are. It could go anywhere, but it shouldn't matter because everything's going to be moving forward. There's not going to be any units here, so the archers are going to keep advancing and any meteor is going to fly right over. There's not going to be a whole heck of a lot of crows, and even then, the Warhounds should be able to resolve that. So that is why I did what I did. Let's see how I did. Okay, there went both of the groups with the level 3 bombs, and boom boom, the bomb bots did a fantastic job just knocking out those bosses. All right, on to 149. Oops, let's rewind that one. Okay, we have Molten Core. So we've got a couple of untamed beasts right up front. This one, they're spread so far apart that we can't do our usual bomb in the middle trick. We could try, but as they run towards it, they're going to kind of end up behind it and running backwards. There might be a trick where you could have the one bomb bot take out 9 points between the Phoenix and the 2 untamed beasts. If you can try that with the placement, maybe mess around with some run speed power stones, you might be able to do it. Fortunately, it's not necessary because we've got plenty of army points. We're going to go ahead and designate a bomb bot for each untamed beast. That bomb bot's going to clear out the Phoenix for long enough for everything else to come through and clean up. Figured the assassins just make quick work of the Ember Fiends, and a few extra army points I threw in the Wraiths because their Ember Fiends wouldn't see them to shoot at them. So if they can't see anything else, they'll just start moving forward until they run into them. So that's why I did what I did. Let's run it. All right, goodbye Untamed Beasts, goodbye Ember Fiends, and goodbye Phoenix. That one we almost didn't really need to explain. It was pretty easy. Okay, now this one I do need to explain. That's why I put the little note on there. Ragnarok. We have all 4 of our bosses. Well, actually, no. We don't have the Wicker Colossus, but we do have a Devourer. So we've got 4 big guys. And what I've done is I've just, again, leveled up more bomb bots. You don't need a whole heck of a lot of them. I think level 3 is sufficient for a double hit to clear it out. So my theory here is that the bomb bots will just run into everything and blow it up. But what we need to pay attention to is this bottom part here. Let's go ahead and run it, and then we'll replay it, and we'll discuss why that needs to change. See that? There's a shield that pops up on Jormag that lasts just a couple of seconds. So pause, let's back it up. What you want to do is to compensate for that, you want to move these bomb bots back and possibly even up just a little bit, because this Jormag is going to start moving upwards toward those bombs that are coming ahead. So yeah, you want to move these back and try to time it to where they'll hit right as that shield drops, and then that would solve everything for this particular encounter. So again, just watch that. Both bombs hit right as the shield finishes its duration, but not before, or not after it does. So there it is. That gets us to the next part, which is I think it's the Untamed Jungle or something like that. Whatever it's called, the next one's the jungle. So thank you for watching. Again, please do like and subscribe. Also, check out thecommandtable.com, where we have tutorials, raid strats, and coming soon we will have merch and comics. Thanks for watching.